Imagine this. Fire falls from heaven, an entire nation falls to its knees, and one man stands at the center of it all, Elijah. But here's what most people miss. Less than 24 hours later, that same man prayed a prayer God never rebuked and no one talks about. What was he praying? And why did God allow him to do something so bold? Stick around, because in just seconds, I'm going to reveal how Elijah's boldness changed history forever. This is more powerful than you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories like this.
Fire fell from heaven. Not a spark, not a flicker. Fire. It tore through the sky and consumed the sacrifice in front of an entire nation. Stone, water, wood, gone. The people fell to their knees, shouting in unison, "The Lord, He is God." This was Elijah's moment. The prayer answered, the enemy silenced, the victory undeniable. If there was ever proof that God was with a man, this was it. And Elijah stood right in the center of it all. But what no one saw coming was what happened next. Because less than 24 hours later, the same prophet who watched fire fall from heaven ran for his life. 1 Kings 19 tells us Elijah fled into the wilderness, not because God failed him, not because the miracle wasn't real, but because fear finally caught up. He ran until his strength was gone, until the noise faded, until there was nothing left to prove. And then Elijah stopped. He sat down beneath a small broom tree in the desert, not a mighty oak, not a place of honor, just shade in the middle of nowhere. And there, Elijah prayed a prayer that rarely makes it into sermons. "I have had enough, Lord," he said. "Take my life." Not dramatic, not poetic, not filled with faith declarations, just honest. No more strength, no more fight, no more words. This is the part of the story we don't talk about enough, because we love Elijah, the fire-calling prophet. We love the bold faith, the courage, the victory. But Elijah under the broom tree? That Elijah feels uncomfortably familiar, because sometimes the crash doesn't come before the breakthrough. It comes after the deadline, after the miracle, after the season where you gave everything you had. Elijah wasn't weak, he wasn't sinful, he wasn't backsliding, he was empty. And maybe that's where you are right now. Here's the detail that changes everything. When Elijah collapsed, God did not interrupt him. God did not correct him. God did not lecture him. God did not demand more faith. The Bible simply says Elijah lay down and slept, and God let him. Let that sit for a moment. Before God restored Elijah's purpose, he acknowledged his pain. Before there was direction, there was rest. Sometimes the most spiritual thing a tired believer can do is stop. Then something gentle happens. An angel touches Elijah and says, "Get up and eat." Not get up and preach, not get up and repent, not get it together. Eat. Bread, water, warmth in the wilderness, and after Elijah eats, he lies back down and sleeps again. Twice, because God knew something Elijah didn't. The journey ahead is too much for you. Not you are too weak. The journey is too much. God was not disappointed in Elijah's limits. He designed them. 2 meals, 2 naps, and the strength to walk 40 days and 40 nights. That wasn't discipline. That was provision. Rest wasn't retreat. Rest was obedience. And if you're burned out right now, maybe God isn't asking you to push harder. Maybe He's asking you to stop. Elijah walks through the desert. Days pass, the noise fades, the pressure loosens, and finally he reaches the mountain of God. This is where Elijah expects fire again, because that's how God showed up before. But this time the encounter is different. A violent wind tears through the mountain, but God is not in the wind. The ground shakes beneath Elijah's feet, but God is not in the earthquake. Fire falls once more, but God is not in the fire. And then, a whisper. Because burnout doesn't need spectacle, it needs presence. God was teaching Elijah something deeper. When you're exhausted, you don't need another mountaintop moment. You need closeness. God asks Elijah a question. What are you doing here? Not to shame him, to realign him. And here's the part you need to hear. God does not discard Elijah. He recommissions him. Burnout did not cancel Elijah's calling. It clarified it. If you're under your own broom tree right now, you are not forgotten. God meets you where you are. God restores you through rest. God speaks to you in the quiet. This week, try something simple. 10 minutes. No noise. No striving. Just presence. And if this story spoke to you, comment, whisper, so I know you're listening. Subscribe for more Bible stories for tired believers.